Hello, everyone. It has been a little bit because life has gotten busy and it's all really good and quite beautiful things. And here I am to offer a little message around this time of year because this can be a time of year where lots of feels arise. And the invitation, you may not want to hear this, is to feel them. Breathe into them. Just know that every moment you are either resisting the moment or embracing it. You are either fighting and complaining about what is here, or you are embracing and allowing and even celebrating it. It is your choice every moment, and you cannot have both. It doesn't work that way. So every moment, whether you are aware of it or not, you are choosing. This is the invitation to become more conscious, to, as you always hear me say, soften the body, to let the light in. It's always soften the body, let the light in, breathe more deeply, and feel. If you're not doing those things, chances are you're living in your mind, hamster on a wheel like most of the world, cut off from the rest, and it hinders and obstructs and really hijacks everything else. What that means is you won't be able to have true abundance or perfect health or harmony. And even if those things are going well, at some point it can catch up with you. As I say often, what is coming up for you to feel is just the tip of the iceberg in the moment. And think of the tip of the iceberg and then underneath the depth. That is what's going on in the body. So when we soften and breathe and let the light in, we get to unfreeze those fragments inside. This is what trauma is, fragmented parts of ourselves, cut off where we stopped breathing, where that energy became frozen, and it gets stuck and it gets lodged in the system. And it doesn't go anywhere until it receives breath and presence and love and acceptance. I don't care what healing modality you're doing. I don't care what technique you're using. It's just the way that it works in the energy body. It works when it comes to your nervous system. And it is the answer to really look at what am I resisting and why. And my teachers in Course in Miracles were talking all about resistance, and I loved this. They said, when in resistance, you're asking to be left alone. So it's like you're basically saying to life, to God, I believe I'm in control, not you. You're going to screw it up, so I'm going to take control of it. Now, obviously, you're not consciously saying that, but when you are resisting the moment, that is subconsciously what you are saying. It is important to feel, and most of humanity is really cut off from their feelings. They're cut off from their body, and this is the biggest aha that I have had post-cancer. I was dissociating so much of my life, leaving my body. I didn't even know it. Cancer taught me how to come back into my body and feel and breathe open again and let the light go to those stuck, frozen spaces, which were all old identities, old little versions of me that didn't know any better at the time. But now I can be conscious and I can soften to know that the light is trapped underneath the feeling or the story. And the only way to get to it is to be willing to be present with what's here in the moment and to know that now I am absolutely in connection with the divine and in that co-creative event and moment, I'm stronger. I can let that discontent or unforgiveness or resentment or pain or betrayal or fear or whatever it is, I can let it come up and breathe into it rather than resist it, because better out than in. So when you feel that you are coming up against your edge, which you'll know because you'll be triggered, which you'll know because you'll start to feel heavy, it will start to feel emotional, and you'll be in a reactive state or space. This is when you take that breath, you close your eyes if you can, and you just ask, show me what I'm not seeing. And you say, what am I resisting in this moment? I am willing to have this experience, this moment, and take a few breaths into it rather than letting the resistance take over and keep running the program. Tears may happen, anger may arise, nothing may happen. If you're that cut off from your body, you may feel nothing, but the practice and the willingness is enough. And then make this your practice. You really have to feel in order to heal. We're not here to be cut off and living the program. And that's basically what most of the world is doing. They're living out a program. They're not even aware of it. And the more that I am now with clients and students on a regular basis, it's all that I see. And I have such compassion because I too am in process and progress myself. And because it is a practice every day, I can spot it, I can feel it within myself, and I can help others. And this is the only way that we transmute and transcend. We don't just call on a beautiful thought or affirmation and transcend. It doesn't work that way. You might get a temporary little relief. You have to breathe into the density, the fear, the resistance itself with the willingness to open. And then and only then does the energy move. So this holiday season, when you're triggered, say, yes, thank you for showing me what's here. Here's judgment. Awesome. Let me love that one who is in such judgment of this family member or whatever the situation is. This isn't to beat ourselves up for our humanness. It's to embrace our humanness, to see what's alive in our system and breathe into it and celebrate that we have found a lost part of ourselves, a story that's ready to be unraveled so that the real, true God and Christ as us can come through. This is the medicine because you are the medicine. And every time you breathe consciously with willingness and a soft body, a huge amount of light comes in whether you feel it or not. And then you begin to really discover or uncover that radiant light within you that you've covered up. You've covered it up with all the armors of protection, but it's not protecting you anymore. It once did, but it's not protecting you anymore. It's actually hurting you. And so are you willing to meet yourself on the inside, one breath at a time, with love, with self-acceptance, with willingness, and with gratitude? Because how else would you know what you need to work on if it didn't show up? So let it show up in the external as that trigger. And remember, this is the work for you to empower you. Nobody else can do this for you. You get to do this. You get to take responsibility for everything that shows up because you are the one projecting it externally to then see that and make the changes on the inside. Perfect timing. This little guy who really drives me crazy when I'm trying to be on the video. But in this moment, we will celebrate him because at least he's not in front of the camera. That's Milo. Anyway, sending you so much love. Reach out if you need support. This is the work that I do every day with clients and students. And if you need deeper support, I'm here to help you I can read your system. I can help get you to where you need to be, where you may not even know the wisdom and the grace and the abundance and the health and the magic that's on the inside. Take care.